everything will be different during and post-COVID-19. This one will become the change to a low-touch economy. So what do we mean by low-touch? For example, as simple as previously we need to shake hands when we meet someone, and right now maybe Namaste is a better choice for us to keep a safe distance between people. And therefore, it spurs other kind of economy situations. For example, online and virtual will be more prevalent, where you conduct business and the government operations is no longer business as usual. Now, both government and business are sharing the same dilemma, right? So let's talk about the government first. There's measurements that save life, for example, to impose lockdown and also prevent people from going to work, going to studies, and so forth. From a livelihood standpoint, how can the government roll out certain stimulus package or measures to help the businesses as well as individuals or families to tide through this difficult period? So how can you really maintain the kind of service that you need to deliver to your citizens while keeping the cost and the resource at a finite level? So that's number one. Turn over to business. Everybody is cutting costs, right? And how do you maintain the same level of service level with lesser resources that you need to rationalize upon? How can this possibly be done? The answer is actually quite simple, right? This is not a new phenomenon. It has been exist for quite a number of years, and it has existed in many forms of these particular terms, right? Some people call it a chatbot. Some people call it a conversational platforms or interactive virtual advisor. Basically, what it means is that there's a platform that sits in your website, in your portal, in the mobile app, or even in Facebook Messenger that provide, number one, servicing, right? The audience or the customers or the citizens will come in with questions or problems that they face, and they hope that you, as this virtual advisor, are able to solve their problem or get to answer some of the queries that they have. So that's the first level. At the more intelligent level, this particular chatbot or conversational platform will be able to take in transactions. Basically, we can move one level up from purely servicing you to be able to now conduct transactions for you as a customers or citizens. While converting this service to chatbot, this particular virtual service person will be able to service you 24/7, right? And is always available. And you'll be able to scale and with limited or controlled budget. So that's the plus point about this chatbot or conversational platforms or intelligence. However, there's always risk involved, right? You need to understand the risk involved if you want to embark on this journey. The major risk down here is about citizen experience or customer experience. If anyone have tried to interact with a chatbot before or automatic voice response through your phone, it will be a frustrating experience more than ever, right? As I quote the expert from Gartner that they have a chance to interact with, 95 to 99% of chatbot provider in the whole world that they track, they find that this majority of the players are able to do what we call intent-based chatbot, right? Which basically means that there's a high chance that it doesn't process any of the human intelligence to be able to now advise the citizen or the customers in a wise manner, and therefore intent-based is no longer serve the purpose, and we have to elevate that to a profile-based approach that inject AI and big data analytics in there to make the bot smarter to be able to act like a human. So that's the biggest risk lies in implementing a chatbot, right? Next up is that if let's say there are available live agents there for the chatbot to hand over the difficult service request or request that it doesn't understand how to handle to them, at which point that you do the handover protocols, right? So that's also another tricky point that as a business or as a government, you need to tune. And last but not least, if you are moving up the value chain of chatbot to make it able to perform transactions, now you have a bigger concerns around security and privacy, right? We need to secure from the customer end to the chatbot, as well as from the chatbot to the backend servers to fetch the right data and so forth. More difficult situation is that how can we protect privacy and still maintain the kind of experience that you want. And that's something that from a design standpoint, we need to put in a lot of emphasis to make sure that security as well as privacy are protected. And ultimately, the goal is to have this chatbot to be able to answer 80% of the service requests and also information. First, multi-platform is important to provide omni-channel service to your citizens and your customers. The second is to be able to do multilingual. So even in one country, we see that there's many languages that are being used. From a more difficult aspect is that we speak in our own lingo, what we call social languages, right? I'll give you one example. So in Malaysia, if you try to type in Bahasa Malaysia, and you can type X boleh, which means tak boleh, right? So how can we now associate X boleh with tak boleh? So the ability to learn the new languages that are being invented by the citizens is important to inject as part of the knowledge base and to be able to learn over time. Other aspect that's important includes things like to be able to personalize and contextual, the ability to understand the sentiment as well as the emotion, to make sure that it's secure by design and with privacy in mind. Now, the bonus, right? The bonus is getting the machine to be able to recognize your speech, your voice, and able to respond to your voice. The first off, especially in tackling the COVID-19 situation of providing more service because you have overwhelming measures that for government, or you need to service your customers with lesser resources. The key consideration is how fast it can get deployed. So fast to deploy is important. You need to get it start up and running in a good enough manner in a month or less. And we also need to ensure that this particular chatbot are able to improve and learn from human over time. And next off is about if your bot is smart enough, you can turn the defensive positions to attacking position, right? What I mean is that right now, once the service are conducted and are done and they are satisfied, now you can do upsell, right? You can actually look at the kind of behavior that exhibit the past purchase from the customers, and therefore in a smart way, nudge or recommend them certain products that may be suitable for them at this point in time. Next off is that while we start small, we need to have the ability to scale fast.